Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, I'm your host, Mrs. M. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel and not miss out on anything you need to scale your cleaning business to six figures and beyond. Wow. So this is the end of the quarter. This is the first quarter of 2022. So let me ask you a question. Do you know how many people contacted you, called your business? How many walkthroughs? Do you have that where you could grab that information if someone asked for it? Well, those are the KPIs, key performance indicators. That's what I want you to keep up with. Because if you're looking to get to what we call six figures and beyond, that's what I call our black belts, where it's 10K to 20K. 10K to 20K, that is considered a black belt in our community. Then we want you to give you everything you need that you can get there. And one of the things that I know I didn't pay attention to when I first got started were the KPIs, key performance indicators. So start making sure that you are on top of that, where you know how many phone calls you've gotten, how many walkthroughs, everything about your business that's going to get you more money. Now, we're not talking about the boring stuff that's just, not where you're really looking at being if you're not making already $1 million. We want to talk about the things that are going to move you from one to the other, from 2K to 4K, 4K to 6K, 6K to 8K, and then you get to that 10 and 20K, step by step by step. The goal is to try to pick up at least $2,000 within a quarter. That's the goal. So that way you can see some progress. So if you're at zero, you're just getting started, your goal is to focus on getting 2K for that very first month, and then look to see if you can't get another 2K at least by the end of that quarter. So if you start out looking at breaking it up into 4, then you should be from 0 to 8K definitely within that year. Now, like I said, we break ours down into white belts, yellow, green, red, brown, and black. Black is 10K to 20K. All right. So let's focus on getting to that six figures and beyond. Pow! So I'm going to talk about what you need to do to win a car dealership contract. I know that I won a lot of car dealership contracts, and they weren't the simplest to maintain, but well worth it because they were very, very lucrative. So when we talk about getting to the black belt, where we're looking at 10 to 20K, these are some of the things that actually escalated, and we did quantum leaps where we made a lot of money in a short period of time and we were able to maintain it. So if that interests you, then stay tuned. I'm going to give that to you step by step right now. Ready, set, go. The first thing you want to do is you understand the scope of work. This can mess you up. So first, scope of work. Are you going to do the restrooms for the mechanics, the service department? There's a big difference if you're just doing it for the public. Are you doing the waiting room? Are you going to make sure you do the children's area if there's a children-friendly daycare area? Are you going to have to empty the trash when it comes to the service department? This will easily add thousands of dollars to your contract if you're going to do that, because emptying that trash could mean anywhere from 10 to 15 trips a night. So make sure. The second thing you do once you figure out the scope of work is look at what kind of equipment you're going to need. Now, I suggest when you first get started, the end game is to end up in the high-end car dealerships, okay? But start off maybe in the mid-tier. So you may look at doing something like a drive time. That was one of our sweet spots. We got quite a few drive times. Drive Times is a national brand, and so they're throughout. I love getting national brands because that way you can really quantum leap. You can grow quickly. So when you're looking at doing the equipment, normally your lower end of the car dealerships, like the Drive Times, are not going to require an auto scrubber. But if you're doing the high end and you're doing those showrooms, which is part of that scope of work, you're definitely going to need an auto scrubber. And if you don't, add in the time, because if you're manually scrubbing those floors, it's going to take a long time. So that's something you want to pay attention to. That's going to determine what kind of contract you want or what type of car dealership you want when you're looking at that. The third thing you're going to look at is you're going to look at the hours. When they're available on weekends and they're getting deliveries, what kind of pizza are they going to have, when it comes to the waiting area, your waiting area as a customer, the customer's waiting area, and then the waiting area of the actual people that are working there. Like if they're having a break area, not the waiting area, but the break area, if they're taking a break, break rooms, what kind of food they're having, really important if they're getting weekend deliveries. And then last, see if they want you to be a day porter. They may want day porters just in there, especially more of the higher end. They're looking to have you in there so that you can clean the break rooms on a regular basis, like the Lexus dealerships and things like that, and BMW and all that. They really, really, really are about customer service. So when you go in there and you are talking to them and looking at bidding with them, speak very, very directly about customer service. That is one of the big differentiators with some of the higher end and some of the not higher end. Higher end, then medium, and then more the lower end is the level of customer service, because that's what you're paying for a lot of times, is how available they are. And all of that, all the bells and whistles go with that. So make sure when you go in there, even if you are pitching a lower end, give them the high end pitch, because your goal is to get to the best area of the car dealerships, which is the higher end. They pay so well. So this is something I want you to think about. And also remember, get those KPIs every quarter. I want you to focus, because I'm quite sure my black belts, the ones that are at 10K to 20K, are already looking at their KPIs. But if you're starting from 0 to 2, 2 to 4, if you're like a white belt, which is 0 to 2K, and you're like a yellow belt, which is from 2K to 4, make sure that you really focus on your KPIs, because that's going to let you know what you're doing well, what you're not, and what should be your next moves. So excited about sharing this with you. So many new things. The industry is changing so quickly, and I want you to be here with me so I can assist and we can grow together. I love that part. So if you'd like to know more in all about the things that we do, from the showing you the workshop on how to go from the different belts, from the white belt all the way to the black belt, how to attract on a continuous basis. That's what I really like to talk about. What do you need to do to retain? What do you need to do to acquire these contracts, commercial or government? Make sure you sign up for our free workshop. It is every Wednesday and Thursday, but space is limited. Our government contracts, how to win government contracts specifically in the agencies that we dominate, is on Wednesdays, 12 noon Eastern time. Space is limited, so make sure you register in the description. Click the description to register. For our commercial, some of the things I just mentioned when it comes to car dealerships and post-construction, all of those, then make sure you register. Click the link. I have both of those under the description, both workshops. And like I said, make sure you keep up with those KPIs. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until next time, be safe and take care. Bye-bye.